Now, here's the thing, guys. Today, we're focusing exclusively, let me just get this out of the way right here. Today, we're focusing exclusively on the momentum component of price, and we're using PureMo to pinpoint those momentum swings that happened in the natural course of today's environment, okay? Now, you might be wondering why not the cyclic component today. Well, you could have absolutely traded the cyclic component if you were using scalp mode. Scalp mode would have been the ideal tool to capture those cyclic swings. But for this demonstration, we're going to laser focus on PureMo because today we want to showcase how it nails the trend component of price. So the key takeaway here is real simple, guys. Trending markets turn into cyclic markets, and cyclic markets turn into trending markets. And I know you guys have heard me say this time and again, okay? That's just the natural ebb and flow of how the markets work. And knowing how to identify which environment you're trading in is critical. I think it's a real critical piece to using the right tool at the right time, okay? So that's going to be really important because when you think about it, guys, one of the biggest challenges for traders is knowing when to trade momentum and when to trade cycles. And that's why having tools specifically designed for each environment is crucial. You don't want to be swinging for the fences with the range-bound market, just like you wouldn't want to be scalping cyclic swings during a trend breakout. And today's session right here, guys, was a perfect example of that, okay? If you're in a trending environment, PureMo right here, this tool here at the bottom, is your go-to weapon for momentum capture. And when the market shifts to cycling, that's when scalp mode becomes your best friend, all right? So enough with the talk. Let's go ahead and run it back at 10 times the speed of the market and see how PureMo caught those moves, all right? So just go ahead and get some water here and we'll go ahead and get started, all right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bingo, guys. Let's go ahead and run this bad boy and see exactly what happened today. All right. Now, it's gonna move right now in just a few seconds when this thing hits 9:30. I couldn't exactly get it at 9:30. It actually plotted it at like 9:21, and it does that sometimes. And you will see this like take off right now when it does. All right, guys, I hope that you guys could actually see the connection because I almost lost the connection right now on TikTok. So just give me a hello in the chat box if you can hear me, okay? Now, look at what's happening here with price, guys, right out of the gate. Let me go ahead and pause it there. This is really, really important to know. You guys know that okay, thank you. Appreciate that silent noise. You guys know, guys, that I am one that would rather see the dust settle than to take the very first trade that I see hit my screen, okay? Maybe for the first 10, 15 minutes. Let the market shake out a little bit because in this particular case, the market right out of the gate just tanked right here, okay? You had momentum falling, cycle falling. You had the purple line and the yellow line both just racing all the way down. But look at the bottom of the screen right here, okay? They just hit that bottom threshold. And generally, when that happens, that is telling you that the move is almost exhausted, okay? The moment that this purple line crosses above this yellow line down here, that is it for the move. These type of swings right out of the gate, you don't trade, guys. You wait and you see the rotation in price before you jump in, okay? So let's see how this plays out. And I'm going to walk you through it step by step because this is really important as part of your risk management plan that you don't jump into these trades only to kind of see them slinky back against you, okay? That's the last thing you want to do right out of the gate when the market opens. So here we go, right there, guys. You see how that purple line just came up above the yellow line, this is telling you that this trade is over. There is nothing left in this trade. In fact, this was not even a trade, okay? This was for you to sit on your hands and let the dust settle before jumping into the market. And I'll go ahead and put a little green arrow right there for you guys to see that, all right? And that's really important. Now, let's go ahead and continue this, and we'll see exactly what happens here with price. Okay, so we'll see whether or not this ends up being cycle number 1 if momentum continues to drop. All right, and that's really, really important right there. All right. Let's see what happens right here. Momentum is dropping down here, okay? Cycle, it's doing its little rotation, which is fantastic that it is right there. And I wouldn't mind taking a short trade there to the downside, guys, okay? And I'll explain to you the reason why I took that short trade right now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mark this up with cycle 1 and cycle 2, okay? Cycle number 1 begins right there. And cycle number 1 ends right there to the downside, okay? Your momentum isn't following cycle. Your momentum is actually sinking right there, all right? Now, price is all the way down here in this threshold. I mean, PureMo is all the way down here in this threshold, okay? So you got to keep an eye on this right here. Because the moment that this actually crosses above this purple line, that is it for the move to the downside, guys. You can go ahead and clip that and make your money and run for the hills, okay? And this trade right here is a little bit over $3,000 already, which wouldn't have been a bad trade at all. Right
Order filled.
Alrighty, guys. Now, let me go ahead and pause this and kind of give you some context right here, which is really, really important, okay? What I want you to think of, okay? Think of this purple line right here as being a wave in the ocean, all right? And you're the surfer, okay? And you're out there paddling, trying to catch the perfect time where you're going to hop on the wave and take that wave all the way to the shoreline, okay? Think of this bottom section right here below the green line as being the shoreline, all right? Now, if you're the surfer right here, okay, you caught the wave over here right when cycle number 1 began. And of course, we're looking at the previous day right here, and I'm just giving you an illustration, okay? If you were the surfer and if you were a swing trader, you would have caught the trade over here and gotten out of the trade right here once the wave actually came crashing down and hit the shoreline right here. Now, as a surfer, you're paddling back here, okay? You're paddling back upstream, okay? And you're trying to capture the wave right before it turns so you can go ahead and ride the wave all the way back to the shore right here. And the moment this purple line crosses above the yellow line right here where I've got the arrow, I'm going to put that there for you, okay? That's when you hop off your surfboard and you start paddling back in to the ocean. Now, how did you know that this was going to continue going down? Why? Because momentum right here with SIMO was telling you that momentum was the dominant signal. If you notice, momentum didn't follow through with cycle going up. So this wasn't a cycle long trade. This was a momentum short to the downside. And you can tell right here where momentum just kind of fell off right at the open, and momentum was the dominant signal just pulling price down. The moment momentum sinks, instead of rolling over and coming up right there, guys, this is telling you that this is a momentum short trade to the downside. So as a surfer, you're going to paddle up a little bit And right about right here, guys, you're going to hop into the trade and take that bad boy to the downside right there, okay? And then, you know, just the whole thing just pulls the wave down and you get off right here when the wave hits the short line. Really simple to do, guys, okay? So let's go ahead and continue this demo right here so you guys can see if there's any other opportunity to catch any other waves, okay? Now, here's something else that you're watching right now, okay? You're watching the commencement of cycle number 2, okay? And cycle number 2 is going to end right here as soon as the cyan line goes above the 0 line. Right there, okay? That's where cycle number 2 ends, okay? So you got cycle number 1, you've got cycle number 2, and the market has been trending downward this whole time right there. Now remember, you're the surfer, you paddled up, you caught the wave, and you surfed all the way down back to shore right here. You're the surfer, you went and you started paddling up, okay, upstream right here to go ahead and capture the wave right around this point, give or take. Momentum is still down, cycle is coming down right there. This is probably another short trade to the downside. And let's see where that goes. And you've got to the beginning of cycle number 3 right here too, guys. Look at that. Boom. All right. Cycle number 3 typically represents a capitulation in price and a total exhaustion of the sell-off process. So that's something you need to watch for right there. Okay. So just like a good surfer, we went ahead and paddled our way back into the sea, and right there where it started to turn, guys, we went ahead and took the trade to come down, okay? Why? Because momentum is still below this green line right there. You've got cycle coming down as well. Well, that is a momentum short trade, okay? And this would probably be your bicycle right there. Okay, the moment it kisses goodbye with your cyan, with your yellow line. Okay, and I pulled the trigger and got out of that trade right at the nick of time. Bingo, right there, guys, and you're done. At least you're done with the short side of the trade. Okay. Now, there's a couple of other really cool things I'm going to show you guys, so stick around, okay? What ends up happening, guys, after the market sells off like this? You typically have short covering, okay? And what's going to end up happening is that the short covering is probably just going to hit either this line or this line and probably bounce from that line right there, okay? That's normally typically what happens after a sell-off like this. You have a little bit of short covering. The short coverings always represent a cyclic component in price. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is that? Because remember what I've told you guys many times. Trending markets turn into cyclic markets, and cyclic markets turn into trending markets. And that's exactly what you're seeing play out right now. If as a trader, if there was one concept that you could remember that would serve you well in your trading journey, is that right there. Trending markets turn into cyclic markets, and cyclic markets eventually evolve back into trending markets. That's the natural ebb and flow of how the market works. Understanding which tools to use in the right environment is critical to making sure you clip that portion of the market that's meaningful for you as a trader. In this case right here, I've got the PureMo tuned into a setting that allows me to capture more of the momentum swing in price. These are the type of swings that I absolutely love to catch as a trader. not only because I enjoy taking the momentum swing and trades, but also because I've got a personal bias to the downside. Okay, I'll just admit that right now. I do, all right? I got a bias for short trades more than I do long trades. So these type of trades are like, you know, it's like money being served to me on a silver platter. I love them. And that's exactly what I look for, guys, when I trade the markets. These are the type of trades that I love coming in and trading for my own account right there, okay? Nothing wrong with trading the cyclic component of price. You see how price just reversed? It hit this line, and now it's bouncing back off right there, okay? Nothing wrong at all in doing that, guys. You know, that's just something that requires a different tool other than PureMo, and I guess that's what I'm trying to help you understand today, okay? So let's continue and see if there was any other opportunities that we could have traded in today's market, all right? Now, here's something else that you need to be mindful of, all right? Anytime, okay, that the purple line kind of meanders along this gray zone right here, you have to be mindful that you're trading, that the market is trending in a consolidation zone. A lot of you guys call it, it's being range bound. It's called consolidation, okay? And so right now the market is definitely in a cyclic environment. Anytime it's between these two bands, that's between this dash band and this dotted band right here, you're in a cyclic environment. And you can see price, it hit up, came down a little bit, hit up right there. Let's see if it breaks and goes up. If it doesn't, then it's just going to remain in the cyclic environment. That's part of the reason why I'm not taking any trades right now using PureMo. The ideal tool to trade these type of swings right here is scalp mo. Okay, guys? And I want you guys to just make a mental note of that or write it down somewhere. You don't want to use a tool designed to capture the trend component of the swing to trade these cycles right here, all right? Now notice what's happening right here, guys. This purple line is kind of sunk into this gray zone right there. You're sandwiched in between the support line and the resistance line. Anytime you see price snugged in between these two lines, guys, you are absolutely in consolidation. That's one of the great features of the dynamic VWAP that I've got here on the screen right now, is that it helps you spot areas of consolidation. This tool alone, combined with this right here, guys, will save your ass from making bad trades, and would actually save you the hassle and the headache and the money of getting stuck in one of these trades that really doesn't go anywhere. Here are two things that you have to know about this. One is you're stuck in consolidation by the mere fact that price is sandwiched in between support and resistance. But the second thing you have to identify is the fact that there's no momentum right here, okay? The fact that the purple line is inside this gray zone is telling you that there is no momentum in movement right there. Now, if there's no momentum, why the heck would you even pull the trigger to take a trade, right? So you want to sit on your hands. This is sit on your hands moment right here where you don't do anything and you just watch the market, okay? So consolidation zone, no momentum. If you pull the trigger, you may as well just wire me the money because you're just going to give it back to the market, okay? So you got to be careful with these zones right here, and that's exactly what these tools are designed to help you do, guys, all right? Any information on the indicators, guys, they're in the link in the bio. So if you just click my bio and you'll see a link right there, click on that. That will pull up a menu of the indicators that I have here on the screen, and it'll give you a lot more detailed information on what you need to be looking at. Okay, so we're in consolidation, right? You got to be patient, guys. Don't try to force trades when you're in this zone right here. Just let the market breathe, let it do what it has to do, and then you'll see another opportunity eventually present itself And when it does, then we'll go ahead and pull the trigger on that, okay? So here we got another cycle trade right here. You've got momentum following the cyan line right here. This is the Ninja Trader platform. And again, guys, these momentum trades right here, these cycle trades right here. And the reason you know it's a cycle trade is because you've got a sine wave formation. Perfect sine wave formation right there, okay? Hit the top, hit the bottom right here. There's a better tool to trade this than using PureMo. Okay, and that's the reason I haven't executed any trades, because you're still in a cyclic environment right there, all right? So anytime you're in a cyclic environment, okay, you're gonna have sine wave formations like this, all right? So you don't use a momentum tool to trade cycles. And I'll repeat that 1,000 times, guys, because I wanna make sure you guys clearly understand that, so that when you look in your arsenal, you pick the right tool for the right job, okay? So here we go. We're back into this zone a little bit right there. Let's see if anything evolves right now. So remember the bot, guys, in our Discord channel, okay, on Daily Briefing. It said the market was likely to be range-bound and cyclic. What happened? The market sold off right out of the gate. It went into cyclic territory, and we've been into cyclic territory up until now. Look at this. There hasn't been anything to trade other than a bunch of noise right here and these tiny little 3-bar cycles. The top tool here is called the Dynamic VWAP, and this one here in the middle is called Simo Pro, and this one here is called PureMo. And you can get any of these tools just by clicking the link in my bio. They're free, actually. You can grab them free for 7 days and see how they work for your specific trading style right there. All right, we're going to go ahead and take this bad boy to the downside.
Order filled.
Right there. And the reason I'm going to go ahead and take this to the downside now is because I don't see any sine wave formations right here, okay? And the lack of any sine wave formations right here, and the fact that momentum is all the way down, here, let me go ahead and pause it, and I'll give you my rationale as to why I pulled the trigger right there, okay? Give me a second. Let me just get the new bar, and once I get the new bar, I will go ahead and, okay, there we go. Let me go ahead and pause it real quick, and I'll show you why I jumped into that trade right there, okay? Couple reasons why. Now, pay attention. Number one, guys, do you see any sine wave formations right here? You don't see any, right? And you know what that tells you? Absent any sine wave formations, guys, you have momentum as the dominant signal. Any sine wave formations, you have a cyclic environment. When you don't have sine wave formations right here, like you don't see any sine waves, right? Momentum becomes the dominant signal, okay? And right here, okay, when cycle came down, okay, momentum is also down below the 0 line right there, okay? And you also had, let's see here, you also had the purple line coming down right there as well. I said, heck, man, this looks like a short trade. I'm going to go ahead and take it. And that's my logic for having taken that trade to the downside. Now, let's see if it works out, right? Alrighty, now we've got PureMo down here, okay? We got PureMo down here in this lower threshold, okay? And remember the rule with PureMo, guys. The moment it crosses above this yellow line, you are done with the trade, okay? All right, do I see a crossing of the yellow line right there? I think I do. I think that does look like a crossing of the zero. Oh yeah, that's definitely a crossing of the 0 line. I will buy that back right there for about $2,500, guys. Okie dokie. So got a nice couple of trades right there, and I'm going to show you something else that's kind of cool too right now. All right, now let's see if this actually reverses a little bit in price, okay? Got the end of cycle number 1 right there, okay? bingo, okay? And you had our condition met right there, boom, where it just kind of bounced off, and you are absolutely done with that little clip in the trade right there. All right, perfect right there. Now, what I'd like to do now, guys, let me run it back, okay, from the very start of the market, okay, because I need to show you guys a couple of other things that are kind of cool right here to see, right? So here we go, okay. Market opens, everything kind of tanks right there. We took 2 trades to the downside right there, okay. Now, right here, market rips down. PureMo right there signals we're in, okay? And all of a sudden right here, momentum shifts right when it goes above the yellow line, clean exit right there. All right, again, okay, momentum rolls over, okay, comes up right here, and we take the trade to the downside, momentum shifts to the upside, that's it, we're done. And then what happens, okay? You get range bound territory, okay? And PureMo kind of stays quiet during this period when the market goes into consolidation. You see how it goes into this gray zone right there? No fake signals, okay? This is how you keep your edge, by recognizing when to trade and when to sit on your hands, guys, okay? Here's another important thing as well right here, guys, okay? Just remember the analogy I just gave you guys of being a surfer. You're at the beach. You just caught the wave going down, and you hit the shoreline down here. When you hit the shoreline, the moment the purple line just kind of looks up, you pull the trigger, you take the trade off, and you take a breather, and you start paddling back up to sea right here, okay? And whenever you see this yellow line sinking, okay, this is telling you that momentum is pulling price down. You are not in a cyclic environment at all. Look, there are no sine wave formations whatsoever right here. None, zero. This is telling you that momentum is the dominant signal. And if that's the case, guys, then I want to ride the second portion of the wave to the downside. So I paddle out to sea right here, right about there, right when I kind of see the wave is about to turn my way. I'm in my surfboard, everything's good to go, and I ride that wave all the way down till I hit the shoreline right here, okay? And the moment that I stick my head above water right here, then I go ahead and start paddling back into the ocean, okay? And momentum is still down, okay? So I know that you're probably gonna have one more cyclic rotation to the downside, which you did, okay? Cycle number 3 began right there, look at that. And cycle number 3 ended, bingo, right there. So I take one more ride in that wave to the downside right there, and boom, I clip it and I get out right there and I'm done, okay? Now, keep that analogy in mind if you're using PureMo to trade the momentum component of price. Here's something else that's cool, guys. Right now, SIMO is set to 13, and 13 is a balanced setting to help you capture both the cyclic component in price and the trend component in price really nice, okay? So for example, here you had cycle number 1 that ended right here. You had cycle number 2 that began here, ended here, and here you had cycle number 3, which is your complete capitulation, okay? And then it ends right here, okay? Now, what were to happen if I were to change this and make this 18 right there, okay? Now, check this out. The original arrows stay on the chart, okay? Because this is where I marked up where the entries and exits were using SIMO at 13, okay? Now, a setting of 18, what it does to the algorithm is that it sets it only to capture the trend component of price. So check this out, okay? If you were to count cycles, you would have cycle number 1 begin right here, right at the get-go when the market sold off, and it would end right there. Momentum continues pulling everything down. Cycle number 2 begins right here and ends precisely right when price comes up right there, okay? About 1 bar sooner than the setting at 13 would have gotten you out right there. You see that? Okay, that's the difference between both settings. Are you looking to capture the momentum swing in price, which perfectly captures the swing and nails the bottom with incredible accuracy? Or are you looking to capture more of a balanced perspective in your trading where you want to see some of the cyclic element in price plotted here on the chart along with the momentum component, right? Or do you just want to do the momentum side only and just, watch it, when it trades momentum, okay? So the setting of 13 right there, guys, does exactly that for you, okay? It captures both the momentum and the cycle component of price. Really super nice for you right there, okay? So that's something that I actually wanted to illustrate for you guys today because I thought that was important to share. Important to share. And listen, guys, if you're new to this setup or just getting started, we're giving you 2 free one-on-one sessions to dial in your settings. We'll help you configure your PureMo and Scalp-Mo correctly. We'll make sure you understand when to use each tool, and we'll even walk you through the customization of your VWAP up here. All right. This isn't just about having the tools, it's about mastering their application. Okay. And here's the deal. If you're still on the fence, ask yourself why. You're seeing these tools perform every day here on TikTok with me at 5:30 in the afternoon, and you're watching them adapt to the market conditions, okay? You see the precision in capturing momentum when it matters. Get off the fence, click the link, and try it out. You know the drill. It's 7 days for free. You get 2 one-on-one sessions, absolutely free, to get you dialed in correctly, okay? Don't just watch precision trading, guys. Experience it. Click the link in my bio, get your trial started. You're either in the game or you're watching from the sidelines, okay? Let's get it. And so that's what I've got for you today, guys. This is what I wanted to showcase. And PureMo locked in momentum with really good shifts in precision. PureMo stayed reliable, giving you structure, throughout the both the cyclic component and the momentum component of price, and the dynamic VWAP right here, okay, especially these regions right here, help filter out noise during consolidation. These are the kind of tools, guys, that separate rookies from professionals, all right? And it's time to get off the sidelines and start trading with precision, okay? I'm going to go ahead and stop there and look at some of the comments and see where you guys are at with any comments here in the comments section. This is the NinjaTrader platform. And the way you get the tools is the link in the bio. That's where you guys are going to find these tools, and the link in my bio right there, okay? Yeah, to success many times. Yep. I know some of you guys who are watching are absolutely crushing it, and thank you for the emails. Appreciate you guys taking time to share your charts and your stories. There's some really cool stories, guys, on our Discord from users who are actually experiencing the power of these tools. So I highly would recommend that you guys use these tools for at least 7 days and give them a try for yourself. Yeah, you can grab them from the link in the bio and see which of these tools actually works for what you're looking to accomplish. Can you show us an example of a momentum long trade? Yeah, I can. Let me see. Today would probably not be a good day because the market just kind of sold off and went into consolidation all day, so there were no longs today. But yeah, absolutely. In fact, here's one right here. This was yesterday afternoon. So good question, by the way. Okay. And this is actually an excellent example right here from yesterday's session. Okay. Here we go. Let me just go ahead and tag it up for you, and then I'll go ahead and explain how it works. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, what happened with Discord, with TikTok? Okay, I hope I'm still on, guys. Just drop me a hello right there in the comments. Let me know if you can hear me, because TikTok just gave me a signal that it's unfrozen. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Thanks. Yeah. TikTok sometimes does that. It's kind of annoying. And here we go, guys. Okay. All right, so here's your example. Here's your example, guys, for that you requested for the momentum long trade. Okay. Would you still use? Yeah, I definitely would still use the surfer example on this. So here's how it works. Okay, you have to keep the one analogy in mind. Okay, that markets go from cycles to trends all the time. Okay, and right here, this is the perfect example of the market kind of cycling right here. You see these sine waves right here, and you have another little sine wave right here. It's not as pronounced, but you do have a little sine wave that began right here. Okay, little sine wave that ends right here where the red arrow points down right there. Okay, now we're first going to look at market structure, because you always look at market structure before you look at momentum at the bottom. Okay, so you got one sine wave, you got another sine wave, and all of a sudden, what does momentum do? Instead of momentum doing an about face and coming down along with a cycle right here, momentum actually cruises up right into trend territory, right smack right here. Okay, right into trend territory right here. Okay, so then you have cycle number one begins right here. Cycle number one ends right here. Okay, in fact, I should have put an arrow to illustrate where cycle number one ends right there. Okay, you know, you look at your momentum trade right here, your momentum indicator, it's right there. Okay, it's already telling you that momentum is rising, and you're already here. Okay, momentum has continued rising right there. You could pull the trigger right there and take this trade to the upside and continue on with the trade all the way till it gets right here, which is pretty much almost at the top right here. And the moment the purple line comes down, you can go ahead and exit the trade. Now, check out what's happening at the time that this is exiting right here at the top. You have cycle number two beginning right there. Okay, and you've heard me say this many times, that you typically have two cycle swings in what's called a normal trend. And in 35% of the cases, you have a blow off top with a third cycle. Okay, but in normal trends, you typically have two cycles. So cycle number one would begin here and here. But the fact that cycle number two is beginning right here, right where momentum is ending this little upside move, tells you that there's probably going to be more to the upside for the second swing of the cycle. I mean, look at momentum up here. It is strong. I mean, this is a strong momentum move to the upside right there. So if I use the crosshairs, okay, you've got momentum up here pulling up strong, pulling price up strong. You got cycle number two beginning right here, and you've got the swing with PureMo just about ending here where you've got the arrow. Okay, price will probably just kind of rotate a little bit right there, and then look at this right here where you got this is like the whole paddle thing again, where you're kind of paddling out to sea, and then you would just jump into the trade and capture the second part of the swing. And the moment that this purple line actually crosses right here, that is the end, which is pretty much right there at that bar. You nailed the absolute top. Now, cycle number 2 ends right there the moment that the cyan line crosses below the 0 line, which is pretty much right there at the top. Okay, so you capture a little puff of that last component of price. Okay, not a real big swing, but still something, right? And that's how you would trade the momentum swing in price to the upside right there.